you heard from the team all year, just how you talked about 25 strong and, that mentality of staying with yourself while traveling on the road, the intensity of NCAA tournament. Is that motto kind of take on any meaning this week at all?
Not really. I mean, and that's the nice part. That's the comfort part. I mean, Jordi just talked about practices are still pretty much the same. We've found some things that work. We try to add some wrinkles all the time. But even with us going on the road, I think about we went on the road to the Marionetta tournament, which had teams like this in it. We went up to Clearwater. So I don't know. I think the more we can just keep it like it has been, obviously it's different, but the more we can just try to be our best self.
Yeah, not asking you to give away your game plan or anything, but in terms of managing Jordi's workload, just do you expect to have her available for all 3 days? How are you going to help with the other pitchers there?
It's I don't have the answer to that yet, just because I don't know what's going to happen after game one. And but yes, all our pitchers are ready to go. They're working. We had 2 of them going live yesterday against our hitters, just because they haven't been out there for a while. So it'll be interesting. I mean, Jordi's going to give us everything she has, but so are other pitchers. So I don't know yet. I'm not trying to not give you the answer, but I honestly I don't know. I thought about it a lot.
What do you know about UConn and just also the entire regional you guys be going into?
Well, they're a really good team, and I actually called the Tennessee coach this morning because UConn chose to, during their bye week, go down and play them in 3-game series. And getting up and scouting and just watching that series, they didn't seem intimidated by Carly Pickett's speed, and she throws in 70s, nor her movement. And, Tennessee won those games, but they were so competitive. And the first thing Karen said to me is, oh, they're good. And so we have a lot of respect for what they've done. Of course, they're in the same conference with Creighton, but they can't do trade secrets there with being in the same conference. But I've been able to watch their games, so they're really good hitting. They're really good offense. I think that's their trademark.
How beneficial is Jordi's just experience in the postseason that she has, of course?
Yeah, I'm guessing that's why McKinley picked her this week to be the speaker, right? And she did a really nice job with that. Jordi's experience in the postseason is invaluable. I mean, you can't buy experience. You can only experience. And she's really calm, but she's also really determined. But yet, even today at practice, she was one of the things she said at the end of the practice is that, we are ready. And for her teammates to hear that, because she knows what it means to be ready for postseason, and she just said it like, as a matter of fact, we are ready. And we had a really good practice today.
I'm sure you feel the team's ready to set it. How battle-tested is this group?
Yeah, I think that's what we'll find out, right? I mean, every weekend has been a battle. They are going into a different environment. I think LSU, we were actually there 10 years ago, and the Cajuns come out and support, right? And so I think it'll be very festive, and I think it'll be very loud. But I also think that it'll be exciting for our team, and the people like the Camazons and Casey Hoffman. They've actually played there before when they were with Arkansas. So they're telling some things about the park and just different things that they've noted in the past. So there is some familiarity there. Jordi's played there too. They had a midweek when they were still in the Big 12. And I remember watching that game on television, and she threw really well that night in that park.
What about yourself? You have the experience as well. How can you relay that to the team?
I think the more you can keep your routine is really the biggest thing. And just continually knowing that you have prepared and trust your preparation. And that's probably the biggest thing, because this isn't a team that you're going, oh my God, I wish we would have done more of this or more of that, or wish we would have focused on this. They've done all that, and they want to be good. I mean, even today, what we've been saying for the last 6 weeks, we want to get better every day at practice. It's never just maintenance practices. We want to get better every day at practice till the very last day that we get to practice. And even today at practice, some of the things that we worked on offensively, they weren't new, but they just had a little twist to help us maybe, just focus on the strike zone with the movement that we're going to see coming through with the pitching staffs that we're going to face this week. So, and I thought it was really helpful. And so, but other than that, it's knowing that you're prepared and trusting your preparation, because the more free we can play, the better we're going to play. And that's what I was so excited about at practice today. We made some plays today at practice. I'm like, whoa, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, lineup. Sorry.
What do you hope that this team takes away from Big Ten tournament?
Oh, I hope what they take away from it is that we needed that game with UCLA. Would we have loved to win it? Absolutely. Did we need it? Yes, because they have an elite pitching staff. And the first and the second half of that game, I mean, we came in there and Terry was throwing very well, and we weren't handling the zone very well. I thought in the second half, I forget what inning it was that we scored 2, and we started putting some balls in play. I wish we would have played a 9-inning game that day. But it's like I told them at the end of the game, let's not consider this a loss. Let's consider it a learn. And I think that was really important because in the dugout, even as Diane was talking about, as the hitters were coming up, the adjustments, the change in their plan, and they were coming up with it versus her talking to them. Those are always really good signs from your offense.
Well, can you reflect on her? Susie, can you speak on, maybe some nuances of things that you've seen that are just going to look different or special? I mean, obviously Jordi's phenomenal, but what's maybe seen that was different in your eyes all year?
Yeah, I'll go back to some things I've said. So you've heard them before. Opening press conference. I think it was the opening press conference. I said, this team wants to be good and they want to be good for Nebraska. And, that's really important. And that makes me emotional. Wow. Because it doesn't matter where they are from. We have a lot of Nebraska kids, but we also have a lot of our players that have grown to love Nebraska and what our fan base is about and what our university is about and what their teammates that are from Nebraska are about. And so there's a lot of, sometimes people talk about, you don't necessarily see that kind of loyalty or that in that brand in college athletics, but it's with this team and every day, they, you hear they want to play for each other and with each other. But they also want to play representing the name on the front of the jersey. And that's a big deal.
Ask a follow-up to that, Coach. How do you continue to build that type of culture with NIL?
It's tricky, but I think that you just build it with transparency and you build it with honesty, and you try to bring in people that are still really team oriented. I mean, there's no more better teammate than Jordi Bahl, and you look at a player like Jordi Bahl and you think, well, she's probably getting some NIL, right? But it's never talked about. You never know. But so I just think it's you try to still bring in high quality, high character people that are still team first oriented, and it's okay. It's okay. I love it for women athletes because there are a lot of opportunities that they don't have post college to make money in their sport. So I'm all for it. I think that's a whole other topic for a whole other day. But yes.
I'm going to be seeing some quality pitching this weekend just from what your hitters have done this year. What have you thought of their ability to put together quality at bats without to see a pitcher?
Yeah, I think what we all need to understand that when you're facing ERAs that now shrink down in the 2s, we can't expect to score 9 runs. I think we're averaging 8-point-something runs a game. But you get to an ERA like that, and you might have to scratch out a 3-2 win. And that's what we've been talking about as a team. And everything we did today was we're playing with a 1-run lead. We're playing, so everything's about that 1-run ball game. So I think what people need to understand is when you get, people on the mound that have shut other people out or shut them down, that you're going to have to find ways to have team offense. It's not just going to be hit the ball out of the park and control somebody like that. I don't expect too many run rules in this regional. Thank you for being here and thank you for covering us.
Thank you.
So,
Wish you the best of luck.
thank you. Thank you.